Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with the first layout using the kit that I put together for the month of July. And so if you want to see the contents of this kit, you're going to want to go ahead and check out that kit share video, and it was from last Tuesday. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. We are having a big thunderstorm move through. Monsoons are just getting started here in Arizona, and so if you hear thunder in the background, I apologize. So what I did is I pulled a bunch of the papers from this kit that I had already put together, and I'm going to create kind of a modified grid layout. So I'm going to use this pale pink paper with the white little flowers in the background as my background paper, and that is one of the Pink Paisley Paige Evans papers. And so I'm using this photo of my daughter, and this is her when we were on a hike here near our home. And so she is just standing there with her arms wide, and I really liked this picture of her. It's really simple. It's one of those little everyday moments, but I really wanted to do something kind of special with this picture. So I know I want to use this white cardstock as the base of my grid, and I want it to stand out against that pink background. So I am going to put a thin layer of black. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that this is a strategy that I have really been into lately, is using black for this pop of color. I also know that I want to use that floral that you see next to my layout, and that is from the Girl Squad collection. And so I know that that black accent is going to work really well with what else I want to do on this layout. So I'm going to cut a strip of this, and it's going to go along the bottom. And then I'm also going to cut one of my 3x4 squares to be that paper as well. And so that's going to be in kind of both of those spots at this point. And then all I'm going to do is create a bunch of layers. So I want each one of these 3x4 squares in my grid to have 3 different layers. So I'm just playing with all the different pattern papers that I have in this kit to create all of those different layers, because I don't want them to match. I want them to be the same types of colors, but not matchy-matchy. And then I'm also going to grab these 2 little strips, and I'm going to tuck them in on that left-hand side. So for some of these layers, I included that vellum piece, the polka dot one that I had pulled out, and then some of them just have cardstock and pattern paper. So each one is a little bit different. And then I knew I wanted to put a tag on that pink rectangle down there in the bottom left. But I didn't have a frame that matched really well with the rest of the colors. So what I am doing is I am creating my own frame right now. So I took just a regular frame that I had in my stash, and I'm covering it with one of the polka dot paper scraps that I had in this kit to begin with. And so this part is a little bit off screen, but basically I'm just using it as a template and cutting around it and using that pattern paper scrap to make my own frame. So it's a little bit different, just because I didn't have one in my stash that worked. And so now I'm going to go through and start looking at all the different embellishments that I have pulled for this kit and deciding what I want to use. So I grabbed some of these Heidi Swap puffy stickers, and I'm going to put one little phrase down there by my daughter's photo, and then I'm going to use one as the center of that white flower, and it just says the word happy on it. And then I'm just going to go through, I know from this On Trend 2 collection that I want to pull a couple of these little tags to go, or these little labels, to go up in that top left-hand corner. So I'm just kind of pulling different things that I know I want to use and sticking them in for right now. Like, here's some Felicity Jane tags. I know I want to have those peeking out of a couple of the layers. And I'm just looking through each different set of embellishments, trying to decide if there's something that I want to include. And so then I'm looking at my sticker sheets, and a lot of creating layouts for me is trial and error. So it's pulling out a whole bunch of things, seeing what I like, what I don't like, changing things up, moving things around. I am going to grab a couple of these little heart puffy stickers those are from Ellie Studio. And they are going to make it on the layout, not in the exact locations that they're in right now, but they are going to make it. And then I'm trying to get some of this Carpe Diem on there, and it's just not working for me. But I do find this big black chipboard heart from the Cute Girl collection, and I love that kind of tucked in, popped up on top of that frame. So that is definitely gonna kind of make the cut. I loved it when I saw that. This little heart here didn't really work for me in that top embellishment cluster, so I'm going to add it to the bottom of that letter Y in my title card, which says Choose Joy, and I really like that little detail that it adds. So it takes a card that's already really well designed and it adds just something a little bit different. So it's not going to look like everybody else's. It makes it a little bit unique, and I really like that. I'm also looking at my title bundle here from Ellie Studio, or my title builder stamps, but I didn't find one that was the size that I wanted to go on that little embellishment area at that top left. So I keep my Felicity Jane ones sitting in a little basket on my desk because they seem to be the stamps that I pull out the most. And they had one in there that says your own kind of beautiful. And I thought that was perfect. And so I put that on that tag up there at the top and just rearranged my embellishments. I'm adding a few enamel dots. And then I decided to go back to my frame. And I'm going to add a little bit of that black and white baker's twine up there in the top. And then I'm also going to add it down on the right hand side. So it's just in two little areas. And I like how that adds just a little bit more texture to this layout. So I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my Studio Calico Black mist and do some splatters around kind of my three little areas of embellishment clusters. And that just adds a little bit more of that pop of black. And that is going to do it for this layout. So it came together pretty quickly today. I love how many different layers there are. I think at one point there's like 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 layers or something. And I really like the girly feel of this layout. It really works for this photo of my daughter. And so I hope you enjoyed my first layout with this kit. I'll be back next Tuesday with another layout with this particular kit. But I'll be back tomorrow with another video because it's video a day for the month of July. Bye, guys.